So I also had not only the opportunity to go see Barbarian and Banshees of Inisherin, I also saw, weirdly enough, Terrifier 2. Now this is a movie that's been gaining lots and lots of talk on forums and social media, particularly for how violent and gruesome it is. And by golly, it is violent and gruesome. A lot more so than Barbarian, which had the same rating, but Terrifier 2 takes it up 10 points. The only thing it doesn't have is, which would usually mean BBFC intervention, is rape and sexual violence, which that really puts people off. But full-blown violence and torture scenes of people being scalped and decapitated, heads being bashed in, and people being shot in the head and castrated. No one blinks an eye. No, you won't get prosecuted. But I'm sure a movie like this, had it come 20 years ago, 25, 30, 40, it would have been banned or heavily cut, because it's really that violent, to the where I don't think they even submitted it for an MPAA rating. Nope. They probably would have got the NC-17 anyway, which a few years ago I thought, you couldn't even get an NC-17 simply because it has so much violence, but upon research, you actually can. Infinity Pool was a film that lately, from the guy who done Possessor, that was given an NC-17 initially, and then they retook it to get an appeals process by the MPAA, or MPA now, but they had to cut and trim a few things just to get an R rating for the US market, which I think is just absolutely cynical. Why don't Brandon Cronenberg just release it uncut or go through Netflix? Who doesn't really care if you show that sort of material or not? I'm sure they wouldn't mind, but I'm guessing they wanted to go with a proper distributor and get a proper cinema release, so they had to play by the rules a bit. But Terrifier 2, here's a film like the first and second Evil Dead movies, and Requiem for a Dream, and Dawn of the Dead, from years ago. They didn't go out of its way at all to censor anything, left it uncut as was intended by the filmmaker. So I absolutely give credit to Damien Leone and the team when they made Terrifier 2 to not cut or trim anything and just keep it as it was. And look at how successful it's been at the cinema in the US. Absolutely unbelievable. Make like 200 million, but that's never going to happen for a film like this. But the fact it was independently financed, made for about 250,000 USD, and the fact they didn't get MPAA certification, they just went at it uncut, with no rating, with an independent platform release, I would say it's very impressive. My only criticism and complaint is that it's unbelievably long for a film of this caliber. I would prefer, and I have the same problem with even with Blonde, which was a film that actually used the NC-17 and was released on Netflix and was also controversial for different reasons. It didn't need to be that long. I didn't necessarily care for the sort of wannabe John Carpenter Halloween subplot. I just wanted to see it for the shock value, because I've heard so many reports about people vomiting and passing out that it's just absolutely unbelievable. I didn't vomit, but I could have, because this movie is strong. Yep, as strong as you can be. It's more on the same sort of vein as you would find something like from Haute Tension or Martyr. That movie Inside, I don't know the French title for it. And then Frontier. It's more along those lines of just how gruesome it is. And then obviously the Peter Jackson movies, but certainly less light-hearted and more foul-mouthed than Peter Jackson's horror films from back in the day, like Bad Taste and Brain Dead, Dead Alive. So it's kind of like in a weird sort of camp between those two types of subgenres of films. But I actually found the movie quite funny. I know I shouldn't, but just watching a sadistic clown look at you like that when he's in the gift shop, he's all like, I couldn't help but laugh, and just the extreme amounts of violence and gore was at times a bit disturbing, but you have to kind of laugh at it just for its ridiculousness. It is so outrageous. This almost was like Natural Born Killers, which was also very violent for back then, and was blamed for copycat crimes. But it was, I certainly had a laugh at it. I actually saw Natural Born Killers at the Cinémathèque de Nice in France in its original English dub. I didn't see Terrifier 2 in the cinema. It's not playing in the UK or Ireland, so I had to see it video on demand. And yeah, it was worth $3.49 to see a movie that shocking, just to see what all the fuss is about. I don't think this will ever happen again, but who knows? They might push the envelope and test the boundaries next time with the next few films that they might do. But I'm not going to see Terrifier 3 if it's just the same old story. I don't really care for franchises. I just care for controversy. It's the same reason why I saw The Joker. It's the same reason why I saw 50 Shades of Grey. To see what all the fuss is about. I'm not even Canadian. Tous les temps. Il est temps pour Team B. For you Québécois, at Tim Hortons. Skinny Media signing off. Until next time, beware of Art the Clown.